With Car Guru's Discover, you can skip the filters and describe what you're looking for in your own words. Simply type what you want, and Car Guru's Discover instantly surfaces real listings that match your exact needs. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CARGURUS.com. cargurus.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Social Media Derby. We've got a good episode this week. Jonty will be joining in a bit as well. We'll go through game week 29, last week's midweek Premier League fixtures, and then also the FA Cup round 5, I believe it is, that just got wrapped up this weekend, although I think West Ham and Brentford are still going. So we'll have the last place in the quarterfinals wrapped up by this pod. But yeah, before we get into it, for those watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, share if you can. And for those listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, or any of the other podcasting platforms, please follow, give us a 5-star review. All that helps grow the pod. And of course, views expressed in this podcast are just for entertainment purposes. And although I feel like the three of us are pretty trustworthy, we'll still bang out at the beginning. All jokes, no opinions reflect anyone or any companies or anything like that. It's just our football opinions. But yeah, still got to chuck it in there, even if Kem's not around. But how are you, man, doing? All wins for you lot. 2 wins in the Premier League, 2 wins in the FA Cup. So it's only me who's going to be crashing out on this pod then, yeah?
I was going to say, that must not sound good to say those words. What a sad state of affairs. What a sad state.
Just when you thought it was going well as well.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I think I mentioned it on the last pod as well. I was waiting because I didn't want to jinx it, talking about unbeaten run. And of course, as soon as I mentioned it, we caught an L. We'll start with that one because obviously we didn't have the FA Cup anyway because, 40-game season and all that. But yeah, 2-1 defeat at St. James's Park to Newcastle. Antony Gordon scored a pen. Then we equalised pretty much immediately. Casemiro header. Bruno Fernandes, 14th assist of the season. And then, lost it in the dying embers after Newcastle got a player sent off as well. So, familiar territory. We've already caught 1-L to 10-man Everton this season, and now we've done it to Newcastle. So, not the greatest game. I'm glad I was kind of just tuning in casually and wasn't in front of the telly watching it like every second and minute of the game because it wasn't a good match and missed a lot of chances, but also Newcastle, as you said, IO in the group. According to the stats, they popped us with 10 men, which is pretty disgusting. But I think, a draw was probably a fair result based on the size of the chances available, but you can't argue with it. That was a banger as well. Asula, great finish. It hurt, man. It hurt because Newcastle have been crap this season. So to go down to 10 men and not be able to put them to the sword, and you saw Man City do it to them in the FA Cup with 11 men, not great.
I feel like at St. James's Park, you ain't got. I feel like things just go out the window there, especially against when it's like a big team there. I feel like they'll just turn up against anybody. And it's like they kind of like they bend over for City, but any other team, like even when we go to Newcastle, like even when we go to Newcastle, same thing, we'll have issues there for some reason. So I think I'd always was, even though you guys were looking good and you should be beating them with 10 men, I still wasn't even confident in you guys doing that and turning up. And Niger no carry last. that guy, that man paced it down the wing and cut in, and then.
It was a great finish.
Great finish.
It was a great finish. I mean, when I watched back, because I didn't actually catch that goal, by then I'd already fully concentrated on the other stuff I was doing, thinking it was just going to end 1-1. After Xerxes had that chance, I was like, screw this, we're just going to draw this game. I'm just going to carry on with what I was doing. And then the group chat alerted me to something. And then sadly, I turned over to see the highlights of it. And it was a great finish, but I don't know what the defending was like on that goal. Malacia was going all kinds of directions. I don't know where he even came from in the first place in terms of getting on the pitch. I thought we were trying to sell him and he was bomb squad. And then now I'm seeing him come on. I was shocked, first of all, to see that. And then, the closing down even from Maguire wasn't great, but it was an unreal finish. You're not going to expect that from him. Like, he's a youngster, doesn't get that many minutes for them. He always looks lively whenever I've seen him, but I've never seen him curl one bottom corner like that. So props to him, fair enough. But no, you're right, man. And I think if we think about that Liverpool game, I think it was Liverpool, wasn't it? Early season, they went down to 10. They were 2-0 down, and they absolutely put the hell out of Liverpool for like the whole second half. And I think they just lost it in the last second to the youngster for Liverpool, who's actually a baller as well. But they should have probably even drawn or won that game. So you're right. Newcastle at home, even with 10 men, is not that easy. But the last couple of weeks, we haven't looked that good, man. We've been getting results. I think we've talked about it, and you guys have said it as well. Everton, we weren't amazing. It was one great goal, but, it was basically a double WWE Royal Rumble for the rest of the game. It wasn't really a great game. West Ham wasn't good. Who was the other game at home that we played where we weren't good, but we got the win?
Palace.
I can't remember. Yeah, Palace.
You played Fulham as well, didn't you? And you got obviously dodged the bullet against Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham came back from like 2 goals down. And
I would argue the Fulham game, we at least played some good football, though. I feel like the way it ended up 2-2, they scored 2 really good goals, didn't they? I swear that Kevin guy banged one top corner.
Yeah,
and it was a bit against...
It was a bit. I think I had 2-2 prediction score as well, mate. I was livid. Absolutely livid.
Yeah, that was the start of Big Ben, isn't it? And his scoring run. But yeah, he didn't look that good in this game as well. So yeah, it was rough, man. Wasn't a good result. Wasn't a good performance. Bruno as well, giving away the penalty. Not great. Don't know what he was playing at. I think he lost his head from some of the early opportunities. Because to be honest, on the other side of the ball, Bruno set up so many chances for Mbeumo, who was not good in this game. And he was probably frustrated, but still, there's no reason to hack Anthony Gordon down. So yeah, just all round, not a great game. Probably only Lamens and Casemiro come out of that game looking decent. The rest of them didn't have the greatest game. But yeah, man, winning runs over now. So now we're going to see, this is kind of that Ollie moment remember when he joined and we went on a mad run with Ollie, and then we started to we lost 1 or 2 games and then things unraveled big time. I guess this next game we have against Villa is gonna prove what's gonna happen with Carrick. But yeah, man, there's definitely some issues that we were kind of putting under the carpet with a winning run. But
do you think, with what you've seen now, based off the last few games, do you think he shouldn't get the job? Like, that's it, or do you think he's still got a chance?
No, I think he's still got a chance. I'm not going to be reactionary the same way when we was all joking when we were playing well and beating Man City, beating Arsenal, beating Spurs, beating all the teams that we weren't expected necessarily because of the form to do well against. I still wouldn't have given him the job when all the people were losing their minds about that. So I think the same way, one defeat, one draw, it's not that bad. So let's just see how it goes, I think. I think definitely for him to be in with a chance, because I don't think there's anything he can do to get the job guaranteed. I still think they're going to be interviewing other people. I think De Zerbi came out and his agent came out saying that basically he wants a job, and all these other managers are saying that. So I think he's in the running, and if he gets us top 4, if he gets 3rd, I think he'll be in a good position by the end of the season. But I don't think there's anything he can do to like nail it down.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think the best thing Man United can do now is keep their options open. Like, don't just, because it's too early. Yeah, like you said, we've still got a World Cup to go. So I think the best thing Carrick can do is just get top 4, or just push for top 4 as much as he can, and then just see where it goes. Because even then, if he doesn't get the United job, he'll still come out with a good reputation for just sort of the firefighting job that he done. So I think it's a win-win for Carrick in all. If he has to obviously push United up the table and continue in the top 4 fight, though. You can't just slack off.
Yeah. Now, if he drops off, then it's done. He's definitely not getting the job. Because if you still look at it, even with this L, we're in a great position. We're still ahead of Villa, who obviously lost to you, man. Liverpool took that devastating loss at Wolves as well. So we're still in a pretty good position for top 4, even still for 3rd, really. Obviously, we're playing Villa on the weekend. So if we win that game, then we're in an even better position. But I think I don't know. I just got a feeling they'll give him the job, but it's predicated on them getting top 4. I think even if we finish 5th and get Champions League, it'll be really disappointing from the run that he's had, because it will signal that he's kind of dropped off and the form's dropped off. But let's see, man. I would be shocked if we waited until after the World Cup. I'd be angry. We need to get the manager hired and ready, and whether it's Carrick or whether it's another person. Every season you see how important it is to have a proper pre-season with the players, and like bringing in late transfers. It normally takes people a bit of time. So imagine bringing in a coach, and he has different ideas to Carrick, or if there's not like a crossover between his style of play, then God knows what he's going to do. Right? He could come in and just like when Mourinho joined United, he basically sacked off all of Van Gaal's players, and kind of just started afresh. So it depends, man. Weirdly, if it's some kind of like Southgate, Graham Potter type manager, then it might work out. But if it was De Zerbi or Nagelsmann or one of these guys, you can imagine they've got strong personalities. They're not just gonna accept how it is. You know, they're gonna want to put their fingerprints on the squad.
If you get Southgate, I will cry tears of joy. That would be the most hilarious hiring I think I've ever seen. Like it just would sum up United in a nutshell if you went from Carrick to Southgate. That'd just be pathetic. Like that just shows zero ambition whatsoever.
I think the sporting directors would have a lot to answer for. I think I mean we already know, and he's not Jason Wilcox's biggest fan, but I think there'd be huge uproar if
that would be mental. I don't know if it's being considered or even a name in that hat. De Zerbi is an interesting one. I don't think he'd get it, though. I think he's too much of a maverick. I think
if he ends up at but I see the Spurs links, and he just doesn't. Could you imagine him with like under the Spurs hierarchy, trying to work with this group of players? I think he would suit Man U a lot better, but. Yeah, man.
It's weird, man. I think the other way. I think De Zerbi at Spurs. Yeah, because I just feel like that Wilcox prick that you just brought up earlier, he likes to be the manager. I can't see like a De Zerbi guy. Bro, he even admitted it. He got outed at like a Legends night saying, you know, basically I see myself as the manager and I get too involved with the coach and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not just crashing out on this guy for no reason. He's a fucking dickhead, mate. This is the reason why. That's the only sympathy I had for like Amorim was if you have someone like it's the same in our workplaces, for example. If you have like a manager who's micromanaging you all the time and basically taking credit for all your work and kind of acting like they do your work, there's only so much you can put up with it before you lose your rag. And yeah, I think De Zerbi, like Io said, he's a maverick, man. I'm pretty sure he left Brighton for the same reasons. Like he was starting to fall out with the hierarchy. So I think at United, that would be a risk for us. And someone more like a Carrick or I don't want to keep bringing up Southgate, but that kind of manager who's going to fit in with that is more what they want. Bro, I would be crying with you, bro. You can cry with joy. You can be crying with sadness at the same time if Southgate.
The thing is, I could actually see it now. You've said it. I can just see that waistcoat on the touchline. It
Paul Smith with the United logo. Fucking hell.
Screams United right now.
Yeah, it'll be a dark day for football,
bro. It will, and they've got Steve Holland there. and he was with Southgate England. It's just,
I'm telling you, it's actually making more sense now you brought it up. 100%.
2-2 is making me cry. I'm gonna cry with you, man. On this pod, I'll live cry if we hire Southgate. It'll be the end of me, man.
Yeah, a live reaction when it happens.
Yeah. Crashing out, man.
Emergency pod.
Crashing out.
Biggest emergency pod. 100.
But what do you man make of all this? Because I think he's come out already on his podcast now. But Paul Scholes made a little cheeky Instagram story. Well, looked like he was kind of taking digs at Carrick, but now he's come out and said it was kind of like, I didn't really understand his excuse. I still think he was just lost his head and he went to Instagram, which feels weird to talk about.
Your legends are all just pathetic. You might just have some of the worst legends in the game. They just all want to talk and go viral. It's just I've never seen a bunch of legends.
These are the players we used to look up to on the pitch.
Oh man, terrible post retirement. They've just had such shocking takes, and it's just
it's dark days. But there's a clear disparity between class of '92 and that period, like the '99 treble winning legends, and our 2008 legends are all top tier, bro. I mean, Rio talks shit, of course, but he's very supportive of the team. Ever is supportive of the team. All the 2008 crop are very supportive of most of the stuff, even when we're diabolical. They're pretty good. But that 98, 99 crop, Scholes, Butt, Gary Neville, they're on a mad run of talking shit and being very toxic about like the club and the managers. I can't really work it out, man. With Scholes as well, I can't really work it out. Like, it's just a weird one.
I think it's weird because he's gone out of his way. It's not as if he's sitting on his pod talking about it. He's gone out of his way to his Instagram and he's posted it. So I just think, and it's someone you actually, he's supposed to be your teammate. Like, so it's just, I just think certain things are just, I don't know, better left unsaid, or just like you could have that opinion, but like he's supposed to be your guy, so like at least support him. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Did he want the job?
I think it's just this. I think it's just this culture, though. Everyone just wants to. It just drives clicks in it, man. It's engagement, man. It's just everything, no matter what.
It is engagement farm.
Even if it's your friend, even if it's your former teammate. Like, he knew when he sent that Instagram out, it was going to get picked up and be seen by every single person he liked. And now he gets discussed on his pod saying he didn't mean it. And he gets more, like, it's just, they just constantly do it. Like, they all do it. It's just constantly trying to drive traffic and drive that engagement. And then, like, try to wheel it back after the damage is done. Because, yeah, as you said, like, you can have that opinion, but you don't need to freaking voice on your Instagram, like, basically saying that. Yeah, it's all like, obviously some people are going to believe that it's just all, he was just having a bit of luck, he was riding high after the manager bounce, but like, this is someone you played with, you won trophies with, like, don't, like, why are you shitting on him in public type of thing?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Save it for the group chat, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure the class of 92 have their own group chat, exactly. But now the group chat,
you know, they're all just talking shit on 100%.
WhatsApp. But I just think that there's a trend with most of them that most of them are just absolute dour, insert swear word here. Most of them, like, I get it with Roy Keane. That's kind of like his whole on-camera persona, and it was kind of when he was a player. But I don't get the rest of them. And I think Evra made a jokes comment about it because he was like, Paul Scholes was the most quiet teammate I've ever had in my life. And now since he's become a pundit, he's just dropping bombs everywhere. And yeah, to your point, Io, is kind of engagement farming. But I also just think I don't think they quite understand, or maybe they either don't understand or they understand too well what's going to happen when they just go to Instagram or Twitter or whatever. It's not a case of like Wayne Rooney when he's first using Twitter and he doesn't understand what's happening and he's sending Rio Ferdinand like tweets directly and he thinks they're DMs. Like, this is your public Instagram story of like, I don't know, however many thousand people seeing you just completely cuss out Michael Carrick for his first defeat in like 8 or 9 or whatever it is. It's just, yeah, man. Just when I thought Carrick was kind of calming down the circus a little bit, These men have
they
to
love
pop
it,
up
man.
all the time.
Your legends love the circus. They literally love it. They ignite the fire, and then they complain when everyone complains about it. And it's like, you guys are the instigators completely of it. But
100%.
again,
100%.
I can't complain seeing United in disarray. Like, as much as I want to feel sorry for you, like, it's just enough. Again, this is great. It's just the chickens coming home to roost, man. You guys need to suffer for what you put all the league through for so many
How
years.
many childhoods you ruined.
Exactly.
I'll never.
Last season was suffering, man. This season we're in third, man.
You didn't suffer enough or long enough, man.
It's true.
It wasn't long enough. I need honestly, losing that Europa League final should have been. Losing to Spurs should have been a nail in the coffin, but it wasn't good enough, mate. I need longer stuff. I need a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I can take that because I've seen lots of clips surface now of like Spurs fans saying, "Don't worry, next season we're not going to be down there. You guys are going to be slumming it by yourself. This Europa League win is going to propel us to the next level." And we'll talk about Spurs later on when we shit at them on the preview. But yeah, man. Let's move on from United. The other team that lost from our 4 teams that we cover, Liverpool. Sadly, Kem's duck in the smoke. Although this was kind of what he said he would accept in terms of the results. He said he would accept losing to Wolves in the league as long as they beat Wolves in the FA Cup, and that's exactly what happened. They lost to Wolves 2-1 in the league and then beat them 3-1 in the FA Cup 3 or 4 days later. So, yeah, we'll start with the Premier League game. I don't know if you, man, watched it. It was on Tuesday, I believe. It wasn't a good game. And Wolves absolutely, I'm not going to lie, they deserved that win, man. Like, Liverpool had little, 10-minute period where they were playing well. But for the most part, Wolves looked dangerous every single time they were countering. And that defense, I think you put it in the group chat, Io, what Van Dijk was doing for that first goal, where Tolu bumps him, he starts twerking, and then my man dinks the goalie.
Bro,
it was just
when we tell you man about pounded jam strength, you people don't listen. It don't matter. It can be a little barge, it can be a touch. When you're fueled by pounded jam, it don't matter, bro. Like Van Dijk, you can be 6'4", you can be 6'2", you can be 6'9", bro. When the spirit of the pounded jam is in you, like it is in Tolu, bro, so that's what happens to you. You barely touched him. Look how he went flying. That's the Nigerian strength in him. It was great. It was beautiful to see. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, last minute goals on. Yeah,
he's done it so many times as well with that defending. He's just been so calamitous in these moments. I don't know what's wrong with him this year. I think everyone's just completely tapped out because he just had no presence. It's like he just accepts fate, and then there's just nothing to it. But yeah, as you said, Wolves. I think Wolves deserve to win. They've looked good, and as much as everyone laughed at, I think when they drew against us, when we beat them with 2 on goals, and then just since then, man, the confidence has just been it's been a different team completely. Like Rob Edwards, he's just got them actually got them playing football and actually in a solid outfit. They've been difficult. All their games have been difficult. I think we were saying before a few weeks ago, they just don't get battered. They might lose these games, but they're just not getting battered whatsoever. And so now they're actually, 1, scoring goals, and 2, not, and actually being solid. So they actually, if they make it back, I'm going to be absolutely shocked. But I think they're too far gone. But the Liverpool result didn't surprise me. But I didn't watch the FA Cup game, so I didn't even know if they would beat Wolves again. But that Premiership game was just a great watch. That was good enough for me.
Yeah,
go on, Rhys.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, they're definitely looking a lot better in recent weeks with Rob Edwards, and especially defensively. I think he's shored up that back line a lot more. And I think the thing with Wolves as well, when you have that freedom of kind of accepting your fate, it's a lot easier to play. And I think Liverpool found that out. But yeah, I think both goals, I mean, the second goal was unlucky in terms of the deflection. But the goal before that was scored. Van Dijk's got to be stronger. You can't get shoved off the ball like that. And I think it just I definitely think Liverpool suffered a lot not getting Guéhi in the summer for all their transfer spend. Because Van Dijk looks like he does need support or like he's on his way out. So I definitely think they have to look at that in the summer. Because he's not the player he was last season, in my opinion, at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, I think the Guéhi thing, some Liverpool fans are using as an excuse. I really rate Guéhi, and I think he's a good player, and one of the best defenders, centre backs in the league, at least in the last couple of seasons. But I mean, Salah scored 8 or 9 goals this season. That's crazy numbers for him, right? And Isak obviously got injured, and they've kind of all been riding on Ekitike creating, scoring, but having a little spurt at the end. The players that they have bought and the ones that were there already have massively underperformed. And I don't think that's only to do with not getting Guéhi. And I just think, with Van Dijk, all the seasons where people rated him so highly, I never felt like he looked complacent. But this season, he definitely looks complacent. Like, I can't believe that he's as bad as he has been this season as a player. I mean, we've got evidence that he's not. He's been one of the best defenders over the last, 6-7 years or whatever it is that he's been in the league, if not the best. And like you were saying, Io, like, it wasn't even some mad strength. Tolu literally bumped him and he went flying. And then, like, it was such a simple move. And let's be real, Tolu's not even like some unreal player. Like, he's not the best.
He's shocking.
he's not a great striker. So, like, how can my man do that to you? And you've seen like Matetas and other strikers who are good, but not your like top echelon strikers. This season they've moved to Van Dijk regularly. So it's just I feel like they've just took their foot off the pedal and just like started to believe that in themselves a little bit too much, when I think what made Liverpool really good, and a lot of the players that were really good and have been world class over the last 4 or 5 years or whatever it has been the fact that they've still worked really hard and they just don't look like they want to. And I don't know what the reason is, but yeah, they got moved to in this game.
I think it's a combination though, man. I think there's a lot of it, obviously, not to parrot that man that supports Liverpool on the pod. Like, I think obviously, I think the team, I think a lot of the team maybe don't believe in Slot's ideas or like what he's actually doing. Then 2, you've got age as a factor now. A lot of these players have been there for a long time, so their legs could just be giving up on them. And then 3, just like confidence, like they've just not, like, the entire season's just been an absolute letdown from the beginning. Like, I guess with like all the expectations they came into the season with, like, no matter what, again, the man who I do not want to name on the pod can say about quadruples and whatnot, like, getting into the season, they had very lofty expectations about how the season was going to go. And for them to be in the position they are in right now, where it looks like everything's falling apart, and they're not competing for the Premier League, like, they're obviously still in Champions League, still in the FA Cup and stuff. But I think just a combination of factors where it's not being as good. I think the players are just like, you know what, it is what it is now. Like, why are we even trying? And like, just seeing the way Van Dijk's just been. So yeah, he said, I think he's just like a prime example, because he said he's never been like that. He's always been like the leader. He's always been the one that's been, you can rely on, like, Mr. Consistency. He's giving you like 8-point games plus every week, no matter what. But like now, it just seems like it's just like, you know what, I'll turn up. If we win, we win. But if we lose, we lose. And like I said, Salah's not scored. He's only he got like his first goal in 3 months or something. I think that when he scored, like, that's just a crazy number. Like, obviously, all the drama you had with Slot back before the AFCON. So I think the team's just completely given up in a way, and it's, yeah, no matter how many excuses they can say about injuries or not having, or they've spent crazy amounts of money, like, they shouldn't be in a position where they are right now in March. And so yeah, it's they've got a lot of issues to sort out. I don't know whether they're gonna keep Slot. It looks like they might be keeping him, but yeah, I think it's like a litany of things that have just caused their downfall this year. But they're still competing for Champions League, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, they're in the hard side though, aren't they? I mean, I think Chelsea are on that side as well. They're in the tougher path. So I think if they were to win that, I think they're going to have to go on a mad run and really turn it around because, it's going to be really, really tough for them. But I mean, they did win the second game against Wolves, and I did watch parts of that game. And I mean, the first half was poor. I had it kind of on in the background, and it was just as dull as the first half in the first game. But in the second half, they actually started to move the ball quicker. And Andy Robertson still looked really good. Goal and assist. He was really good in this game. And then, it ended up kind of killing Wolves' hopes. And then, at the end of it, they kind of tucked in the third goal and completed the win. So at least they won that, and they managed to get revenge over Wolves from a few days before. But it does put them in a tricky position now with Chelsea winning against Villa. Liverpool, Chelsea are on the same points now. I think Liverpool dropped down to 6th in the league now. The race for the top 5 or top 4 or whatever it is, even though, maybe they can win the FA Cup, but we saw the draw today. They're going away to City, so it's not like they got a great reward for winning that game. That's probably one of the hardest draws they could have got. So they may look back on this week and hope that the results were the other way around. So, because let's be real, all of these clubs need Champions League money. I can't imagine Liverpool are going to be able to spend another $500 million if they don't get Champions League football next season. So they need to get in the Champions League, and I don't know if an FA Cup will help the club as much as getting into the Champions League will. So let's see.
I think that's the thing.
Go on, bro.
One thing. I think that's the thing, though. Yeah, when like Ken was saying that, he's happy if they win the FA Cup and not Champions League. Like, I think even for Wolves, I think even though people are saying Wolves are down now, I think Wolves would much rather them how it worked out as well. Like, I think they'd much rather win the Premier League game than win the FA Cup game. So I think in a way it should have been reversed, because I think because the Wolves, they might obviously it's unlikely they're going to stay up, but obviously the more games they like, if they're giving themselves the best chance they can by winning these games in the Prem, I think they'd love to stay in the Prem more than win the FA Cup. So I think Wolves actually a lot happier winning the Prem game than like Liverpool should have been. Like the Liverpool should be for winning the FA Cup game.
I agree. Definitely. Like, I mean, we say I posed it on the I don't know. I posed it in the group chat, I think, and maybe some of you man thought I was joking, but I do believe, as small as the chance is, Wolves could turn it around.
Like, the way they play.
Have you seen? I think their run. Hold on, let me check, because I heard the run they've actually got is quite a decent one now. That they could. Yeah,
they've played a lot of the biggest teams already. So they've got a lot of 6-pointers, I think, with teams in and around them. So
yeah,
exactly.
Brentford, West Ham, Leeds, Tottenham, Sunderland, Brighton, Fulham, Burnley. That's
see, like none of those games are winnable. They're all winnable games. Winnable. Every game you mentioned is winnable. That's what I mean. So I think Wolves winning that game in the Prem was actually so important for them. Like, they've taken points of all the big teams, like took points of us, took points of Liverpool. And now they've got winnable games against people all around them. And so if they beat West Ham and Tottenham, they're the 2 teams above them. And Leeds as well. Yeah, Leeds exactly. So mate, so imagine they catch. So that's something I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. So that's something Wolves, I don't think obviously every team wants to win a trophy. But I think the way they're playing, I think now they're like, actually, we might be able to stay up in the Premier if we keep playing the way we're playing, because they've got confidence now. So them losing the FA Cup game, as much as Liverpool fans might be buzzing about that, I think Wolves have been like, you know what? If we don't really care, like, we can just throw this game away. Like, we're gonna focus on the Prem, and as you said, I think every single game you mentioned there is super winnable. I think the hardest game there is Brentford. His hardest game there is Brentford, most likely.
Who just went extra time with West Ham? So
realistically,
they could beat Brentford as well. Let's be real, they could beat Brentford as well. The thing is with Wolves, and you're right, I think it was around that time they almost got a draw at Emirates, and you got the last minute own goal that won the game. They've been playing better since then, and the problem was in that initial period they weren't really getting the results. They were getting close, but then losing, or getting really, really close to a positive result, but not quite getting it. And then now they've started to get a few good results. They're on a run. They've picked up loads of points in this last space of, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And all the teams you mentioned, nearly all of them are bottom half teams. Brentford are the only team that you mentioned just now, Rhys, that are top half team that they've got to play. And Burnley, West Ham, Spurs, and Leeds are literally in the 5 places above them. So if they win all of those games, or even win, let's say, 4 of them, they're going to catch up. They're definitely going to overtake Burnley because they're only 3 points behind them right now. But they can cut the lead to, the distance to West Ham and Forest down to a few points going in the last few games. And then you don't know what can happen, man. That will be one of the greatest comebacks the league's ever seen, to be able to.
This would be great at West Brom. It'd be great at the West Brom.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the
greatest
one
game.
That's out. West Brom.
Yeah, like this has to be. This would be ridiculous if they stayed up. I'd be absolutely buzzing for them if they do. But yeah, West Brom's the only one I could think of that was close. Where
Rob Edwards would have to get a knighthood or something. I don't know. The city would have to.
Yeah. He would, man. Let's be real, because when he came in, we were like, they didn't get a bounce, bro. This is the most delayed manager bounce I've ever seen in my life. Like the first few matches, they were still getting pumped, and then now suddenly they've turned it around. Like, I don't know, 2 months afterwards, and if Spurs, West Ham both go down because Wolves stay up, that would be absolute madness.
That would be, and if Arsenal win the Prem, London's going to be hell for London will be hell.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man.
It will be unbearable as an Arsenal fan. Unbearable, man.
All right, let's move on to Chelsea then. 4-1 win at Villa, very impressive. But that was a crazy game because I swear you man went 2-1 down and then the goal was disallowed and then boom, you turned it around and scored 3 goals. João Pedro absolutely on fire. Hat-trick against Villa, goal against Wrexham as well after only been on the pitch for 20, 25 minutes or whatever it was. 4-1 win at Villa and then 4-2 win at Wrexham. Rhys, what did you make of the games, bro? You happy? At least you're happy with the Villa one, right? Because that was pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, the Villa one, most definitely. And just based off the last results we had, dropping points and losing to Arsenal, we kind of needed that type of performance as well. I thought everything went well in the Villa game, although I think we were unlucky with I don't know if you saw the Watkins disallowed goal. I think it was like a toe offside, which I think is ridiculous. But it worked in our favour. So, but I just think the whole sort of the fluidity between Palmer, Garnacho and João Pedro just was amazing in that game. Like the runs João Pedro was making, he was causing problems for the 2 centre-backs. Garnacho, I think we found his best quality. I think he's really good at finding space in behind. I think that whole game he gave Matty Cash numerous problems, I think. And he was creative. He was running beyond, and he was just causing a problem. I think standing up 1v1 maybe not be his best trait, but if you can catch him running in behind from the defender, I definitely think you've got a player there. And I think against Wrexham as well, unlucky to not obviously have the first goal, but did end up scoring. Props to him. But that first game against Villa, we definitely needed that because in the top 4 race, Villa are in and amongst it, and we couldn't just sort of even getting a point wouldn't maybe not been enough with the teams in and around us. So we needed a statement performance, and that was definitely it. And then Pedro, just every game by game, he's just getting better and better. I know Jonts was laughing at that quote from Rafinha when he was saying he was on that levels of Haaland and Mbappe and them, but he might not be far. He might be onto something, don't mess with my school teacher, my PE teacher. When he talks, we listen. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, but it's definitely good to see him doing well and just sort of carry that striker burden that we've had on his back, because he does it's not as just. He's doing more. It's not as if he's a one-trick pony in terms of what he can do as a striker. He can link play, he can drop off, he can run in behind. I think his just sort of finishing as well. So I definitely think his ceiling is quite high. So hopefully he can just carry on with that form. And yeah, we carry on just picking up points. We've got a massive game on Wednesday and then another one on Saturday. So yeah, and I think with the Wrexham game, the only thing I really took from that, as annoyed as I was with extra time, was the second team that we have probably isn't up to par in terms of the quality with the first team. I definitely think there is cause for concern if you have Tosin and Badiashile as your two centre-back pairing. Then yeah, we'll definitely be worried, lads. Hopefully they forget their passport on the way to Paris on Wednesday. Only one can hope. But I think that's the only sort of thing I took from that. I didn't want extra time at all. Wrexham, I did say they were good before. Phil Parkinson, I think he knows his stuff in terms of management. Like, he's not an idiot. And they made it difficult for us. So yeah, on another day, they definitely could have beaten us and taken that. And I think the red card did us a favour. But yeah, I'm not gonna just sort of dwell too much on that. I think it did show that we do have players that aren't up to maybe scratch when it comes to these type of games, and just sort of those games where the atmosphere is difficult. But then a few players did play well. I think Action Pong, obviously Garnacho, Liam Delap, but he did well to set up the equaliser. Pedro Neto, I think we need to have a conversation about him, but we're gonna, because I don't know what his dribbling and what he's just like. It's like he's got the speed, but he hasn't got brain to go with it. Like, and his touch is awful. I was about to say something.
You know what's mad though? At Wolves, he was phenomenal. Like, he could outpace anybody, and he'd cut in, and his decision making was like, I wanted him at Arsenal so bad. Like, Arsenal so bad, and then for some reason he's going to you boys. Now he looks like a donkey completely. Like, I don't know what's happened to him.
It's his decision making, and just sometimes, like, I've seen like live, his touches like really let him down, and he's just like he's too hit and miss. He had a really good Club World Cup, and then like had a few good games after that, but like he just drops off. And I think our best front three is probably Palmer, Esteval, and right now, because he has been like moving Enzo sort of out there with the and just like having that fluid front three, and then allowing just sort of more support with Caicedo and maybe James or like someone else playing in midfield. So I think that's our best sort of attacking options. It'll be interesting to see what Rosenior actually does against PSG. But I think there's a couple players that maybe still need some work. But yeah, it's not all bad. I can't complain. I mean, after the few shocking results, it's good to just sort of come away with that type of performance. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw people crashing about the Wrexham game, but I mean, context is key. You did rotate your team, and I know Garnacho's played a few more games recently, but that's mostly because of injuries. Otherwise, he had been kind of in that second unit. And I agree with you. He was decent against Wrexham. But yeah, that defense, as soon as you get a couple injuries to your first team players, first team defenders, bringing in Badiashile and Tosin, it's not going to work, man.
Yeah,
and before Bisassi, you just got so many shite defenders, like not that far away from your first team, that you don't want to rely on in an emergency. You want to rely more. I was joking about it in the group chat, but you Kem, for once, actually, Kem, but you generally quite consistently had a good point in that playing Achiampong is probably safer than playing those bums, because he actually looks better than they do.
I think with Achiampong, I think they're just trying to protect him more than anything. Maybe not play him too much and overwork him, but I definitely think with the potential that maybe next season, I think we'll see him a lot more. But it's just crazy how the drop off from maybe the Fofana and what's his name, Trev, pairing to those two, or even Colwell. But I do like Mamadou Sarr as well. Like, I think he's a quality player. I think
he looks all right.
But yeah, it's just those two. Like, I don't. Yeah, it's bad.
Rubbish. Yeah, they're not great, man. But yeah, João Pedro is still scoring, man. And I'm looking at the goal scoring charts now of all the new strikers. He's quite well clear of everyone else in terms of goal scoring, and even at the assists as well. He's got almost 20 goal contributions. So João Pedro has been cooking this season, especially in the recent weeks.
Yeah, I definitely think his like down to his kind of ability to do multiple things up top and his ability to sort of link play, because we just have never really had a striker that dynamic. I'm trying to think.
You've had more of the target man, bully, classic centre forward style, Drogba, Diego Costa type, bully type, striker. And he's the thing about him is, you know what? That was the question mark I had about him, because when you seen him at Brighton, at Watford, he could do a lot of the link play. He could do a lot of the tidy work, and he was kind of dropping deep, and he was doing a lot of the other kind of modern striker type things. But I have to say, man, the little streak of goals that he's gone on recently has proven that he has got more of a kind of striker's killer instinct than a lot of us may have thought. So, yeah, he's probably a much more well-rounded striker and less of the 10 or kind of flying playmaker than we thought, man. It's positive signs for you.
Yeah, I think you have to give credit to Rossinha a bit on that as well. Just in terms of like how we play now is we're a lot more, expressive. Whereas under Maresca, it was a bit more rigid, like in terms of tactically, like everyone sticks to their position and everyone has a role. Whereas I think the way we play now, and you can see it because we're so bloody open defensively, but like we definitely play with a lot more freedom where players will end up in certain positions that they didn't start in, if that makes sense. So I definitely think that benefits him most because he can utilize that type of space and in the pockets as well. And I think he gave, was it Consa and was it Pau Torres the other day? I can't remember, but the two, or it was
Consa and Pau Torres, both of them.
Yeah, and I think he just gave them both such a problem.
He gave us problems, bro. Like, the only time I've seen like Saliba and Gabriel like struggle against the striker is against João Pedro. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but like some of his touches, like the ball just sticks to him, and like
his hold up play as
well. Yeah, his hold up play is against us. That was one thing I was watching. Even though we beat you guys, we beat you guys, and every time that ball would come towards him, he'd just stick to him, and then obviously, not like the comparison, obviously with our number 9, like it was night and day. Like it just would not stick to. It don't stick to, like, as I kept saying, like obviously not to even set it off. Like I'm not doing that. But honest to God, like the difference between JP when he like that ball would just stick to him and he'd bring you guys back into it, like bring some players into the team, and you can just get some movement off it. But then like seeing the opposite, and like Saliba and Gabriel, literally, I've rarely seen a struggle against like a striker. It's always like they take control, they kind of putting their shoulder into him, and they're getting tired to him, and the guy can't turn. But JP, he was just absolutely constantly get that ball. Saliba could not get the ball off him, and he would either turn him or he'd link up to him, we'll get a foul. And I'm like, every time I watch him, I was like, wow, this guy is actually just as you said, a well-rounded player. And I don't know what his form recently has just been amazing. And he's just, I've got credit where it's due. He's like the only striker I've seen give us any sort of like trouble this entire season. Yeah, and I just think exactly that. Because he's such a threat in multiple ways, and like his hold up play in particular, I just think he just needs to just like keep the consistency. And hopefully the team around him can just because he is finding his feet with Palmer as well. I think they've got like a good little
friendship going on there. So let's just hope it carries on. But we need to hopefully just translate his form into wins. Like, we can't keep dropping points, and we have to carry on getting up the table. I think this week's going to be a test. But yeah, a lot of players had a good rest, so I'm sort of pleased with that. Extra time or not, we can move on. But yeah, props to João Pedro. He's improved a lot, especially after the new year.
Yeah, I mean, he's on a mad run, to be honest. 2026, I think João Pedro's got the most goals, all comps of Premier League teams. And then like Sesko's not far behind, but those are the two strikers that have been on the maddest run. And Gyökeres is actually not that far off in 2026. He's been much better in terms of goal scoring. But yeah, that just shows in the turn of the year, João Pedro has just gone mad with the goal scoring. But yeah, all right. And then you've got Port Vale in the FA Cup quarter-final. So yeah. You're expecting a trip to Wembley, I hope, right? I mean, losing at home to Port Vale would be devastating. That'd be Grimsby settings almost.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, the FA Cup's been really nice to us this season with the teams we've ended up playing. I can't lie. But yeah, it should be a routine win. Trip to Wembley. And yeah, we'll probably get knocked out then because our Wembley record's awful. So,
Mate, it's probably going to be. I can see it now. I hope it's not happening, but I said it in the group chat. Talking of nice draws, Arsenal got a nice away trip to Southampton as well. It's telling me definitely Arsenal-Chelsea semi-final at Wembley, and it's just going to be another game that we're all just going to tear our eyes out because it's not going to be very good.
If we get you guys again and you lose again, I'm going to.
You'll be mad.
You're definitely the last team I want to face in any
you know
round.
You know how good that is to hear from the years of suffering Chelsea put to us. I told you the Wenger years that we had to suffering under Chelsea. Like, to hear that we're the last team you want to face, that is music to my ears, man. We've come a long way.
Yeah,
I'll give Arteta his flowers, man.
It's no different. It's no different from when before Roman was here and we was under the Ken Bates era. Like, I remember, I think Canu hat-trick at Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, the boy.
FA Cup final.
We're very part of the final goal. Nkwanko.
That's why I enjoyed those years with Drogba. And then it's just like now I've gone back.
Drogba has scarred me, bro. I've never despised the man more in my life. Just every time he played us, he just had the vendetta against us, bro. That Carabao Cup final.
Bro, it wasn't only you. He just had 100%. He just had 100% success rate against you lot. And we managed to get a better of him sometimes, but he still caused us problems as well. FA Cup final, I remember him nicking in one over Van der Sar. I think he was the first one back at Wembley. He fucked it up for us. He's one of the biggest big game players ever. You have to give Drogba his props, but yeah, nightmare. But all right, let's move on to the Arsenal segment then. A 1-0 win at Brighton and then a 2-1 win at Mansfield Town. You'd look at those results and say there wasn't too much interesting to talk about, but I think the Brighton game was quite interesting, actually, especially because of some of the comments by their manager.
Because he's pathetic. That's why he's a pathetic individual. He doesn't have to stop moaning about football.
What did you man do to him? What did you man do to him?
I don't know what Arteta's done to him. He hates him, bro. The man has got a vendetta against Arteta. I don't know. I think maybe because he's young, he's another young manager. He's got a full head of hair. Like, he doesn't like the competition. Because even for someone that's not the biggest Arteta fan, to see what this guy was saying, I said, "You've got a problem, bro. Like, just play the game. I don't know." But
you know what's funny? He sounds like Wenger used to sound when Arsenal played, like Stoke and Bolton, and then plays them teams.
But we weren't even doing anything bad. Like, it wasn't a pretty game. Like, I had to hold my hands up. It's not a great. It was a terrible game of football. But bruh, like, you're gonna get games like that. Like, as I said, it doesn't even matter if we were like either coming. Like, you guys can create chances. Like, I think our XG was like even though I hate using that shit, I think it was like 0.05 or something stupidly low.
They were both mad low. Both of them were mad low.
Like it was like it wasn't like they came out and were battering us and we left there. Like we just managed the game and didn't create a lot, which obviously is not nice to see. But it's like, bro, like we're at a point where it doesn't matter if, as I said, like this is coming from me. Like I'm sorry that I hate this anti-football. Like, I don't enjoy watching it, but I'm like, bro, like right now we're at the crunch time of the season. Like we're there to get results and leave there 3 points. Like at this point, so that's all that matters. And he was just, but the fact he was bitching from the fact, like before the game even started, he was like putting that energy out there. It's like for you as your players, like I think imagine you're the players and. He's basically just saying that I have no faith in you guys because I'm going to complain already from the off that we're not going to have a chance because of all these tactics and mind games. It's like, bro, it's mind games. If anything is psychological, like deal with it. Tell your players to look out for it and then figure out a way during the game how to get over it. Instead, he's there trying to chat shit to Nkapie on taking a throw in, bro. It's like, man, just shut up. Like I don't. And like, I like Brighton as a team, but like, I've never seen as a manager. I'm just like, why are you such a weasel? Like just like man up, bro. Like just what are you doing?
I think there was some element of distraction tactics though, because if you look at the table, Brighton are probably having low key quite a disappointing year. I think they're in 14th right now. That's not that good, and I have read some stuff online from some Brighton fans like complaining a little bit about how they've been performing this season. And so I don't know if maybe there was an element of that just, I still don't get why he went so massive on the Arsenal fixture because it's not like you guys are massive rivals and it's not like a fixture.
It's deflection, man. Absolute deflection from how bad a season they're having. It's literally deflection. It's like, let me just find anything. And I think they even showed, like, I literally had all my other group chats. Oh my God, the ball wasn't in play for like 20 minutes or like accumulation, and then you check the list, and then I think Athletic posted like a table of the entire season, and then like Brighton or the keeper for Brighton held the ball on longer than Rhys held on to it. So thinking like it's just something that every team does. Whenever it's Arsenal, it's just amplified to just make like as much as people say we don't like we always want to say, oh, woe is me type of stuff. You can see agendas play out so badly when it comes to Arsenal Football Club. It is actually crazy. And it is mental. So that is why if and when we win this, it's going to be so sweet because it's just there's only like it does because this is coming from someone like I've been part of the agendas myself at times. Like, bro, I'm like I'm not good. I'm not good at like being blinded by loyalty and blinded by faith. There's times I'm like, bro, I hate what I'm watching as well. But when you see the media and you see the narratives that are put out there when it comes to Arsenal, you're just like, why are we so hated? And why do people lose all sense when it comes to talking about Arsenal? But when you see managers do it, you're just like, you should know better. Like, you're feeding into these conspiracy theories, you're feeding into these narratives. Like, it's just like, bro, like the game's not been played yet. You're trying to get into them, like the heads of the referee and stuff like that. It's just like, you're the manager, be better. Like, don't be talking like how fans talk. Like, what are you doing? Like it's just,
he definitely showed his age when he did
literally, that's exactly it. It's like, bro, it's like you are the manager of a football club. Like, don't talk. And then like but it's good, man. I think it's good to see that. It just means we're riling people up. It means that we are actually good because teams are just you're gonna try to find any kind of reason to get at us or to try to put doubt in the referees' heads. Like Rodri's doing it. Like Rodri, the City players are doing it constantly complaining about decisions. I think it's all. It just shows how much of a threat we actually are when people don't want to say it type of thing. So take it as a compliment, keep it moving and stuff like that. But it is. Seeing his comments, I was like, yeah, like beating them by one goal and playing that bad, it actually was the best way to beat them because it was actually so much better to do it that way.
I'm not gonna lie, they did. Sorry, Rhys. They did actually. They were knocking on the door. They were trying. Yeah. And Gabriel, I thought Gabriel was class in this game. He was covering Raya's ass 24/7.
Oh yeah,
like Raya had a few moments. He's still not.
I told you, you know what? Mozo doing, bro.
But you can feel it when he's like trying to suppress the crazy, and he's not just trying to hold it down. But in this game, Gabriel just covered it, and he was there, man. Mosquera I thought was decent in this game as well. They were just generally very, very solid, and they had to be because I think if they weren't at that level, this could have been one of those tricky away draws that you've had in recent weeks, and the fact you managed to get the goal, get the win, and obviously City dropping points in the same game week, it was kind of like you couldn't have wished for more. But yeah, sorry, Rhys, what were you going to say just now, bro?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, at the end of the day, there's more than one way to win a game of football, and I think it's not up to Arsenal to play to everyone else's narrative of how people expect them to play. I mean, yeah, it's just for them, it's just about getting over the line. So, I mean, they just need to maybe shut out all that noise, leave that for the fans to debate, and then just, do what they need to do in terms of play to their strengths. I mean, like, that's what they're doing. That's what, and there might have been a time where Arsenal played good football and lost, like everyone said before. So I think in terms of the noise and that, it's just noise, isn't it? They like, it's not gonna, at the end of the day, that's not gonna stop them going to obviously their goals and what they need to achieve. So I think they're not gonna change the way they play just because Fabian Hertzler said he would never set up a team like that. And what's Arteta going to do? Go, oh shit, let me go look at Fabian Hertzler's.
Exactly.
I mean, so it just, it's just stupid. That don't make sense.
But the thing is, but even as an Arsenal fan, like it like growing up on Wenger ball, it hurts, bro. Like it hurts watching us play football. Like I can't lie to you. Like it is. I get what you're saying. There's more ways to win a game. But when I see games like that, it does hurt. Like because I'm like, I didn't grow up. It's not what I grew up watching. But then I also didn't grow up watching us win trophies playing that way. So I need to. So you know what I mean. So now I'm getting to a point where I think I said earlier in the season, I said Wenger's turning his grave watching us play football. The man's not dead yet, but I'm sure it's not the football he wants to see. However, where we are now, you just got to accept it. And as you said, like there's multiple ways to win games. Like if you can't break them down playing the tiki taka, if that's not the way football is going to be played now, then we've had to adapt. And I think Pep was saying it as well. It's just like you just got to find different ways to beat teams now. Like the league's changed, the way teams play changed, and we just adapted quicker to that change than other teams, and everyone else trying to catch up to us now. So maybe that's what Arteta saw a couple of years ago. Like maybe he had the foresight to see where the league was going. He got those changes in, and maybe that's why he's the manager and we are fans. Because if me, the way I talk, I'm like, bro, like what you doing? Like free these players, you're losing all this creativity. Again, the way I'm speaking right now is crazy because I am not me and Arteta a very love-hate relationship. But like what you can, exactly, definitely. Like if there's a slider, it's definitely on the more hate side. But it makes sense why we're looking the way we are. Like what he's done with the team, he's made us solid. We're hard to break down. If we do concede, we're conceding like one goal max at present right now. It's all like, and on the rare occasion we concede 2 and it's against teams like Wolves. Like it's just so, or like United. You guys are in the same. Yeah, I know you're about to do it, mate. Move up my face. Exactly. Like on those rare occasions, we might concede more than 2 against in these fluky games, and so we're the most solid we've ever been. I think in like most of my adult life since I turned 15 onwards, this is like the most solid I've seen us defensively, and so that's credit to Arteta. And as you say, you can win a game different ways, and we've just found a way to do it. And if it gets us the Prem, no one's in fact in a year's time, we won it because we scored. We beat Brighton 1-0 by having like one shot on target. All they're gonna say is we won the Premiership. Like no one's gonna care.
It's incremental gains, though, isn't it? I think that's where it comes in. And I think, was it 22-23 when you guys had the season when you were like you were top of the league for 200 odd days or whatever, playing really good football, and then it went awry. And then the next season, I think Arteta realized, okay, playing the flary football and creating lots of chances is good and will win you a lot of games. But when things get tough and people put 2 bags of 4 behind the ball and you're having to defend, you're going to have to break down, like rigid defenses, then he thought, and he worked with his backroom staff on how they could do that. And it makes sense. Go for set pieces, go for these little moments in games that can help unlock those kind of situations. And the only time I think I can understand when Arsenal fans are crashing out when they're still winning is there are games where you could have approached it with a bit more flair and also won, where you've gone for that type of tactic. Whereas I think you'll be more understanding if you went in a massive game where you're playing another team that can really hurt you that way. And so you go for the set pieces or you go for the other things. But let's be honest, if Brighton went band for band with you guys, they're not going to beat you, right? But if a big team, if City maybe went that way, or Liverpool, or I don't know, a big Bayern Munich or a PSG or some of these big teams went for that, I could understand why you would go for a bit more of a varied approach. Attack the set pieces, attack the corners, attack other things to try and get an advantage. But yeah, this is a game where, you got to just try and get all the little margins you can, man, because otherwise you're leaving stuff on the table.
Exactly. And I think last year we beat City, what was it, 5-1? And when they tried to go play band for band, when teams actually play open against us, we see obviously that's what people say about Champions League games this year. When teams actually don't play a low block or sit behind, we can open them up and we can score and we can create chances. And I guess that is one thing you can say we've shown this season is that if you do want to play open football against us, there's a very high chance we'll play open football against you as well. We don't have to rely on set pieces. Against the Chelsea game might be the only time where it's been it was a poor, in terms of attacking wise, we were terrible, and set pieces were our only way to get through them. And and I think sometimes you just get games like that, and it's just what's gonna happen. But I think teams know there's certain ways to set up. If you don't want to get battered, you're gonna set below block type of thing. But if you're gonna come play football, what do we in the Champions League? We beat Madrid. Atletico was 4-0 or 3-0 or something stupid like that. We beat Inter
Bayern as well.
Yeah, beat Bayern as well. That's what I mean. So if teams want to be open and play, they can do that. But I think they also know that that's not good for them as well. Which I think is just which is crazy for me to say. Arsenal, we've become that feared that big teams have to think about these decisions against us now. When before it used to be us that had to be we were getting popped by Bayern 10-3 or something stupid like that. It's mad to see that we are the fair team now in the world. We are a fair team, and teams are having to adapt their game plans for us because they know what we can do to them. So when teams do that, that's when set pieces come in handy. And either you can stop the set pieces or everyone's got a chance to stop set pieces. Either figure it out or you just can't complain about it. We've technically kind of mastered it at the moment.
Yeah, but look at Chelsea though. I mean, in that game that you just talked about, Chelsea were also really effective against you with set pieces. So it's not just the case of it was two-way street. But I think the danger is when you go too far on one way or the other. Examples being when teams actually attacked Arsenal in recent weeks, they actually got some joy. We talk about the United game as a joke, but the moments we actually went to attack you, we got some joy. So teams, I think, are to your point, if they fear Arsenal too much and they just go to a low block, they still might lose because of the set pieces. So actually, it benefits them more to just try and go for it a bit more. Exactly. And then, of course, you could get battered because especially, we make jokes about United, Chelsea, teams that are not performing to the levels that we expect for the clubs, but they've still got good players. So if they do it, there's a chance you get the L to United because you're actually losing to Acuñas and Mbeumo's and these guys scoring good goals. But against Brighton, let's be real, it's a lower likelihood that they're going to be able to do that. And I know they've got Welbeck and some other good players, but it's going to be tougher. That's why when you get to the Champions League proper now, the knockout stages and the big games, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Because you guys had an equally good league phase last year, and then when they got to the semi-finals against PSG, it just wasn't quite enough.
It was enough. We tried. We were just some lapses in judgment, which came back.
No, it was close. It was close. But PSG, let's be real, PSG deserved to win the Champions League last year. They played unreal from that whole knockout phase. They, apart from the Villa second leg, they were a bit ropey, but everything else, they played pretty much as good as they could go for. So let's see. You've got big teams left in, but you've definitely got until the semi-final, a potentially decent run to kind of play yourselves into good form and then see how it goes. Yeah. But what about the Mansfield game? We haven't really talked about that. That was a bit trickier. You were playing the youngsters.
Hey, Don't say youngsters. What we've got in that 16-year-old boy is special. We have got the key.
What's salmon?
Salmon's eye, but Dalman, wait,
Salmon
that
got
boy.
twist up.
No, Salmon's fine, man. Salmon's fine. Mistakes can happen, but that boy Dalman might be. That man against grown men. There's things you see, and you're just like, this boy knows how to just play football, man. Like, you feel something you watch someone play football. He gives me just watching him play, man. That he's a talent, man. Like, the way he glides on the ball is something to behold. And yeah, no, it wasn't a pretty game, but I think I think it wasn't. I don't think we were overly tested. I think it was good for Mansfield. Like, when they got their goal, they equalized. I think that was a good moment, but I think it was a matter of time that we'd score, to get the winner. I'm glad that it was kind of obviously the boy Eze comes through. Obviously, again, in Eze we trust. There's only one man. There's only one man to save Arsenal's bacon. The sooner we realise this, the better. We're finally getting to that point. But it was good, man. It was just easy. It was comfortable. As I said, Dalman just, you shouldn't be looking like that at 16. I don't think. He's a very good footballer. And it was clean. Jesus needs to, Jesus walked on water. Jesus needs to walk out of the Emirates because that man is finito. That man is just washed. It's bad signs, man. I can't even say he served us well because man's been injured for 2 years, bro. So he's just I just need to see. He needs to be gone in the summer because then, man, he didn't. For him, that was the time for him to kind of make a claim to do something good, and he just didn't look like he could even handle against Mansfield. It wasn't a great performance by us, but it was fine. And it was funny you said, I think earlier you were like, 23-24 or 22-23 when we lost the big lead in the Prem. And you were like, your FA Cup draw is actually good because we got Southampton. But that Southampton game in that season is what gives me PTSD. So when you said it's a good draw against Southampton, it triggered me so bad.
Was it Walcott that broke your heart that game?
Theo scored, and then Ramsdale did nonsense with his stupidity. It was just the most not. I think then we equalized. I think either they equalized 90th minute or something, or we equalized.
No, you did. You were losing. And you got it to 3-3 in the last minute. Yeah.
And then everyone's just dejected on the field, and I was like, that's when we knew the league was done because we were just broken. It was just when you said we had a good draw, I was like, Southampton is a bogey team when it comes to Arsenal Football Club. It's never
championship.
It's not like come on.
Different.
It don't matter,
the championship now.
The spirit of James Wood Proud lives long, fam. That's my boy.
Man's playing for Burnley now.
I know, but the spirit of him. There's something about Southampton and Arsenal Football Club, bro. Scar tissue is real. It is real.
Mate, if they knock you out, that will be a shock, man. I know Port Vale is still in and they're lower, but if Southampton knock out Arsenal, that will be very unexpected because I don't even think they're near the top of the table in the championship right now, if I'm correct. But I might be wrong. But it's not even a thriving Southampton, I think. Look at them. They're eighth. They're not even in the playoffs, mate. So
scar tissue, Antony, is a real thing, brother. That means that is 22, 23 wasn't that long ago, bro. We should have battered them. They were in the relegation zone, bro.
I know they were the wolves of that season, and you were almost lost to them at home in the title charge. So yeah, it was rough. I remember watching that in the pub, and everyone was absolutely livid. But it was fun to watch. Jonts is on the pod. Jonts, anything you want to add about Arsenal? Because we're just wrapping up this section right now, the Brighton and the Mansfield game. I guess you're happy.
Yeah, I heard you say some ridiculous things about someone getting twist up. He did not get twist up, to be clear. He played a bad back pass. All right.
Sorry, it was Mosquera that got twist up. It was Mosquera that
Mosquera got twist up. That I will accept. Mosquera was getting dealt with. That's fair. But he's done that a couple of times now. So I'm not super surprised. He needs to learn better positioning because he does end up getting skinned quite frequently, and he needs to settle down on that. But yeah, I mean, I heard what Lana was saying about in terms of like, you know, the way that we play and, you know, it's hard to break us down and so on. I also heard, Antony, you say, you know, when teams come out to play against us and properly play, they might have a chance. If they're a good team, they might have a chance to bop us off the pitch. And that's fair. But just bear in mind that a lot of teams tried to do that to us in Champions League and we slapped them all up. Bayern came out to play against us. We slapped them up. Inter slapped them up. I know that last season, yeah. But don't forget that we also knocked out Real Madrid in that, right? PSG were just on a different level. We need to time it right. So hopefully by the time we get to the let's say the harder matches, we will be in a better place. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see that happening. The reason why I say that is we're playing too many games. I don't know if the style of football is going to get better unless we get some players back, and that adds to it, right? So if we can get, for example, Havertz properly back, we saw that when he was playing with Gyökeres, they were linking up nicely, and maybe that'll be kind of some sort of catalyst to it, right? If Zubimendi finds a bit of form again, because he looks like he's had a bit of a stink of the last 6 weeks-ish, again, maybe we can do something. If Calafiori can come back and stay fit, which in the Mansfield game, it looks like he's gone back off again with some sort of like groin or hammy problem. I know it's ridiculous to say a left back contributes that much to how well we play, but he really does. Like his overlapping, his crazy runs forward, like he's better attacking than Timber, even though I know that Timber's got more goals and assists even than Shane and a lot of others that apparently are better than him at attacking, but we won't get onto that subject. But you know what I mean? Like if we can get Calafiori back, if we can get Havertz back, if we can get some of the newer players kind of properly gelled in, then maybe we can play a bit better. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how we end up playing any better with the longer this season goes on. I think we're going to be grinding teams down, and when a stupid team comes out and tries to like really play crazy football against us, we'll batter them. But outside of that, I don't think we're going to go like band for band if we come up against Barcelona as an example. Like I'm hoping they get knocked out early before we touch them, because
Yamal is cooking. Yamal is cooking.
That's not a good matchup. It's ridiculous to say, right? And maybe Gyökeres will be able to like bully them and stuff like that.
No,
I feel like we're the only.
You were getting so well. You were getting so well.
I mean, in terms of the line, right? Like if you can get Gyökeres in behind, like he can shoot, right? He's got one of the highest efficiencies in terms of like the number of shots he takes versus the goals that he scores. If we can get him in good positions where he hasn't actually got a touch or get anywhere near, he might be in the way. You know what I mean?
And to be honest with you,
with that crazy high line, we might actually be able to get away with that, right? Like he might have like a fucking 15-yard head start on some of these men sometimes, and that's all good. We are probably the worst team to come and match up against them, because, I mean, outside of Saka, maybe Martinelli's got something for us, but I'm not sure, man. I don't know if we can do anything with that. But yeah, that was a random stream of thoughts.
Marino, man. Surprisingly,
I want you to say that one more time, and I want that to be recorded. Timestamp.
He said a few things. He said a few things on here that you might run a rewind and clip up for your personal.
It's because it's not that we miss him, but honest to God, the best we played with a striker was Marino, bro. Like him as a 9, just for some reason, just did something for us, and like everything seemed to kind of move better. Like as a centre mid, I don't want to see him play, but as him playing,
he's doing the opposite. The Joe Linton, the anti-Joe Linton arc. He's going from being a midfielder to a striker.
Exactly.
He's not been bad as a midfielder, though. Io, you're being harsh, because when he's played in midfield recently, he's actually been decent for you.
But you know what? What do you call it? Radicalized me again. It might have been too early. It was the Liverpool game. That then we went to Anfield. That was when I said I don't get to see him midfield, and then I saw him play up front, and I saw him link up. Then even last year, when we did our Champions League run against Madrid, him up top was like not exceptional, but he just did it. He was solid. Like it was good. Like the link up worked well with him, Saka.
It's because like, he's been misprofiled, right? Like he's been misprofiled. I think he would work if we played like a flat 3. But if we play the two behind and one in front, right, the two behind need to be someone that dictates tempo, like a Zubamendi, a Jorginho, even a Norgard, yeah? The one next to them just needs to be a workhorse. And we've really only got one person, potentially two, maybe if Odegaard can fit in that kind of Rice role of just running down. Like, actually, Odegaard could potentially do that. But the problem that you've got with him is that he's not, I don't think he's as good kind of dribbling on the ball. But in the style that we play now, the only of the three that Mourinho can actually play decently is actually the 10, because he's techier than you think. Like, in terms of his technique on the ball, he's got good close control, and then he can obviously shoot. But the problem is, people don't look at Mourinho and say he's a 10. They look at him and say he's got to play one of the two sit-in roles. And that's why when you put him in the strike position, he's actually probably close to being a 10 in terms of the way he plays, because he doesn't play off like the shoulder of an attacker. He plays more like a false 9 type of thing, a bit like to a certain extent when Havertz first played for us as well, how he played.
Yeah.
So I think he fits that role better. The problem is, like, when you look at him, you just don't think that, right? You hear that he's played centre back in his career. You hear that he's played DM before. You're not thinking in your head, this is a 10. But I agree with you, he doesn't fit in one of those other two roles. McTominay?
He's the Spanish McTominay. And it's not a diss. It's not a diss at all. Because Jonty will attest to this. When we would play McTominay at DM or as like the holding midfielder, I lose my rag all the time, because he's not a dictator of the ball or the pace, or he can't get the ball and just calm everything down and pick passes and just keep things ticking over. He needs to be further up, and we only clocked it really late into his time at in the first team that he's got an eye for goal, and that he likes to box crash, and he's actually really handy in either the 10, the false 9, or even just playing him as the target man up top. And Mourinho has a lot of the same traits, and unfortunately he's injured now, but I do think he's a handy player to have, especially when your other strikers are not necessarily like bagsmen. Or I know Gyökeres has scored some goals, but you know what I mean? Like, they're not.
He just does the link up better. So but he'll make Martinelli and Saka look better, right? Whereas Gyökeres won't. Gyökeres will make himself. Well, this is a ridiculous thing to say. He'll himself look good sometimes, right? But he's not here to really make other people look good. You know what I mean, right? Like, he's good. He's there to get the goals, right? You heard it when he first came. He's a bit of a psycho. He just wants to go and score, and he doesn't give a crap about anything else. Whereas Mourinho, I feel like, he's trying to get people into the game. He's not necessarily, even though he does score a lot, he's actually there pulling other people into the game. And it's the same thing that Havertz did, right? Havertz looks good in that kind of role too. And that's where that balance, and it's kind of does make fights, right? But the problem is we haven't got Havertz or Mourinho to come in and play those roles. Because, like, Havertz, I really don't know what's going on with my man. He comes in, plays 45 minutes, looks good, like Kairat or whatever, and then he goes away for 2 weeks again, and he comes back in, and I don't know what's going on with him, but they need to sort him out, because I don't want to see some Gabby Jesus arc on him where he always teases us a little bit. Like, I can't do that.
When you get a big injury, though, it's really commonplace that you get little niggly injuries after that. Like, a lot of players, when they have big injuries, that are like, they trigger other kinds of injuries, like around, like, for example, you do an ACL or MCL or something like that, and you start to get like hamstring problems or thigh problems or whatever, like the muscles that are kind of, taking all the pressure while you're doing your recovery. Once you get back on the field, they start to have little injuries. But let's see how it goes. With a Dalman point before we move on to the Champions League and the Prem preview. Yeah, he was really good in the Mansfield thing. And the thing is, as he gets older, his like final ball decision making and striking will get even better as well, because that was the only thing that let him down a bit in that game, was he was getting into all the right positions, doing all the right things right until the last final action, whether it was the shot or sliding someone else in. He didn't quite nail it, but in terms of performance, he was really good, man. And
if he learns that
Yamal, it might be difficult for him, but he was good.
If he learns that Yamal, like, Ron-esque kind of top corner, like, curler to the outside corner, he's gonna be class, because that was a bobbly ass pitch as well. Don't forget about that. I know that we talk about the wind and all this craziness, but that pitch was that was a Sunday League pitch, and my man was gliding on the ball. He made it look like the pitch was flat every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, it was good.
I think that's what makes him good as well.
This is not the only time. He did it against Newcastle in pre-season. He's done it a couple of times now where he makes people look ridiculous, and he's only 16. Man's doing his GCSEs or something. I saw something. He's got his GCSEs.
Hand on heart, he might be our best dribbler of the ball, bro. Like, literally, like, close control. You watch him dribble, and it's like, it is so good to say. Obviously, I love Saka.
He's the most natural dribbler. He's the most natural dribbler out of anyone.
Oh my god! You just watch him take a man on. He's like so confident. And he's like I think that's because he's young though as well. He's just obviously not overthinking things. He's just like, mate,
yeah, he's fearless.
He's just fair, exactly. And I think that's the good thing about being young. It's just like, yeah, you don't know any different. So obviously, yeah, the finishing.
He's got something about him in terms of like how comfortable he is on the ball. Don't frequently, right? Like, who would you say is our best dribbler in the team? It's arguably Saka. And even Saka doesn't look like fully natural in terms of dribbling, right? He doesn't look like Abdi Shuffle and these man. He's not a one-on-one bagsman type of guy, right?
No.
And you haven't really got a top dribbler in your team, though. I think what you're talking about.
The best dribbler we've got is Odegaard. As much as you might hate to listen to it, Odegaard is actually one of the best dribblers. The problem is his final. He does these dinky cutbacks and these stupid passes, but he actually glides as well. He's just not as quick. And that's one thing I noticed about Dalman that I didn't realize before. He's got acceleration. You know that little highlight that everyone's watching where he just like taps around people? He's
quick with the ball. He's like quicker with the ball than he is without it. Like,
yeah. But you know what it is? It's the and this is probably a pause, but it's the thrust, bro. Because when you look at a good dribbler, right? If you look at a good dribbler, and I get what you're saying about Odegaard, but he does it without looking like in my humble opinion, like much is going to happen. Like he's got good close control, and he'll keep the ball. But he's not like Dalman was getting the ball, and every single time he got the ball, it looked like he was going to cut through whatever line he was running through. And there are some players that are able to do that, and I think that's what we're talking about when we talk about dribbling. Like Odegaard's got good close control, we keep the ball, but he's going to lay it off, he's going to cross. You don't think he's just going to like absolutely tear through like the midfield or the defense or like cut things open.
That's an attitude problem, right? Because if you could put Odegaard's dribbling skill in Martinelli, you'd have a player. Because Martinelli has he's at you regardless. He just doesn't have the techers, despite being Brazilian. He doesn't have the close control. He's just going to knock it past you, and he's rapid enough to just try and get past you, right? But if you position yourself well, he can't do that, and then he kind of gets shut down because he hasn't got the close control to kind of tick around you. Whereas Odegaard has that ability, he just doesn't have the mindset. He doesn't have the I'm going at you over and over again. He's got the mindset of I'm going to try and find a little gap here and there, and he overplays it too much. Whereas I think Dalman might end up being, as long as Arteta doesn't coach it out of him, might end up being the best of both, right? Where he's got that Martinelli mindset of I'm going at you every single time, but he's also got the actual dribbling ability and some speed to him that, you know, argue Saka's probably got the speed. If he can get like Saka's speed, Martinelli's attitude and Odegaard's like close control, we've got a player. The problem is we need those three things in one player, preferably, as opposed to spread around 15 different ones.
Yeah, but I mean, the word of caution is if we rewound this pod a year back, a lot of the things we would have been saying to a certain extent could have applied to Nwaneri, to Ayo's favorite lad. And it just shows like how cautious you have to be about things, right? Because Nwaneri didn't do anything outwardly facing that any of us could see as to what would lead to not getting so many games this year. Same with MLS, to be fair as well, Lewis Skelly, and they've not got so many chances. So you got to wait and see how they adapt properly to playing games.
It's an opportunity thing too, though. It's an opportunity thing too, because I think Nwaneri's like his path gets blocked off by Odegaard. I don't know what's happened. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I don't know what's happened, but it feels like Odegaard might leave. Because you're seeing these rumours, and I know that some of them might be BS. He's not playing, and it doesn't appear that he's injured, right? Like there's no injury that I've heard about, but he's not playing. He's not even getting in squads now. He's supposed to be captain. He's not touched the pitch for the last however many games, right? So I don't know what's gone on there, but I would say that when Nwaneri's like path was blocked by him, now with Eze coming in, I think it's been made clear that that path is open to whoever's going to earn it and deserve it. So shame for Nwaneri. Hopefully he comes back. I saw him recently sky a penalty, and I'm hoping that funny tweet that's going around is true. that he is getting a trial by fire and he's going to come back an absolute beast. But hopefully he can get another chance at it. But that's where I say with Bauman, I think his chance might be Saka's position too. Because he looks more comfortable coming off the right wing, whereas Nwaneri, I think it was made clear, didn't news come out that he didn't want to play that. He wanted to be a central midfielder. He wanted to be an attacker, a 10 basically. Whereas Bauman, I think he looks a bit more comfortable playing either of those two roles.
Well, some people might just say that Arteta finally listened to Ira about Odegaard, and you know what I mean. So we finally got to that point where we got there eventually. But you know,
I'm glad he didn't listen to you about all of the other things you say. Then, so I'm glad he didn't listen to you about Marino. I'm glad he didn't listen to you about any of the other players. I'm sure you cussed Gabriel to the point that he should leave. I'm pretty sure you said that Mendy stinks. I'm pretty sure you cussed out Rice at some point too. So
that is crazy. Rice actually got to be the only Arsenal player. Rice probably the only player that's never got any slander from me. That man of mine, I might have avoided, apart from against Tottenham the other day. That'll be the only time.
Okay, so we've already found the exception to the okay.
Yeah. But that was just because of a mistake. That was the only time though.
All right, let's move on to the Champions League preview then quickly before we get into the Prem preview. So yeah, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, all in action from tomorrow. I think Liverpool are first up away at Galatasaray, and I don't know if you man saw this, but I saw something on Twitter. I'm not sure. It might have been one of them hoax accounts, but it was saying that Alisson has not travelled because he was 4 kilos overweight or something like that. And I shouldn't be the one laughing about that. But yeah, anyway, I'm not a professional footballer. Yeah, but he got left behind for being overweight. So I'm not going to lie, that does make me slightly more optimistic that Galatasaray can batter them, because they've obviously put 5 past Juve in the previous round. Osimhen's cooking. And yeah, Liverpool with the Georgian goalie, I don't trust them as much as I do with Alisson. But yeah, what do you man make of that game? Do you think realistically Galatasaray, Rhys, do you think Galatasaray got any shot at this?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't know if you saw the Juve game.
The first leg they were great.
They did beat Liverpool in the
group.
Yeah, they've got every chance of going through. Like Liverpool sometimes stink, so and Galatasaray have got a good team. So stranger things have happened, most definitely. And then, but all this like waffle about Alisson missing, so they've got their second keeper. I mean, Mamardashvili is not exactly that much of a drop off, is it? Like, so I don't think it's like that bad for like just in terms of Alisson being a bit fat. I didn't know that he actually got that's interesting. But yeah, definitely a banana skin for Liverpool. Especially if they defend like how they did against Wolves in the Prem game.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping that Galatasaray can get the dub, at least make the Anfield second leg interesting in a couple of weeks' time or whenever it is. All right, what about Leverkusen Arsenal? Io, have you got any worries about this game, or are you fairly confident that you guys can go out to Germany and get a win on Wednesday?
I think we'll get a win. I think just keep it clean. Hopefully, shouldn't be. It's a 2-legger, no? I'm getting this was a one.
Yeah. It's 2 legs. 2 legs.
I think we just go out there, keep it clean. Just, I don't think. It wouldn't surprise me if it's another. No, I think Leverkusen will be a bit more open. So I think we can get a couple goals, but nothing too crazy. I think just keep momentum going. Don't want to kind of lose and like affect morale. So, and I think Arteta's allergic to I don't think he's ever going to rest the team. So he's going to play a full strength team most likely. So I think we'll go out there with just to try and get the game done as quickly as possible, really, and then we can have the rest for the weekend again.
Yeah, Leverkusen have got Bayern Munich on the weekend, so that's one thing to think about. They may be a bit distracted by that as well, because I think they're outside the Champions League places right now.
6th.
So. Yeah. They're 3 points off 4th. So if they win that game against Bayern, they can potentially go back into the Champions League places. So in terms of the timing, you might be able to catch them at a decent moment. But surely that doesn't even matter, Johns, right? You got to expect to beat Leverkusen, who are far away from that undefeated Xabi Alonso team. from a few years ago.
I would expect us to beat them. Like I think, I mean, again, I don't know how they're playing now. I haven't really watched a lot of their games, but I mean, they've kind of had up and down results. They beat City, didn't they, in the Champions League away, if I remember, at the Etihad. Yeah. But at the same time, they lost to Olympiacos, and they've had like some pretty stinky results as well. So I don't know. I think it should be a pretty routine win, especially if they've got Bayern at the weekend. Because even if they were like 10th, they're not phoning that in, right? That is like how teams in the Premier League currently view Arsenal, right? It does not matter what happens. We're putting our best team out to beat these effers, and I think that Leverkusen would look at Bayern in the same kind of fashion. So that might take their eye off it a little bit, but yeah, like I said, I don't expect to see a huge amount of rotation. A couple of players here and there. I think Eze's still going to be in there. I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of see Hincapié back at left back and maybe Saliba rested. That would be probably the extent of what we see, because Saliba looks like he's had a couple of niggles here and there. So we might be trying to keep him. But as I said, I don't think Arteta is a big fan of resting and or rotating that much, to be fair.
Yeah, Saliba didn't play in the last 2 games, right? I swear he was rested at Brighton. He was rested in the FA Cup. So, yeah, maybe
I think it was an injury.
Come back.
It was an ankle injury from the game before, but it didn't seem like it was super serious. And apparently he's been pictured back in training and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still probably be pretty confident. I know Mosquera wasn't looking a bit ropey against Mansfield, but generally in these bigger games, he's been very bright. So yeah, I expect you guys to win as well. Rhys, PSG, Wednesday. I think normally it'd be, I mean, you might still consider this to be a really tricky tie, but PSG have been pretty stinky in the last couple of weeks, guys. I don't know if you guys saw that Monaco game. They played them again in the league, I think a few days ago, and they got absolutely spanked 3-1 at home. It's looking a bit weird for them at the moment. So surely you've got a little bit of confidence going there, Rhys, to at least come away with something or be in it in the second leg, right?
Yeah, man. I think they don't. Yeah, they're definitely not the PSG of old. Obviously, I think Newcastle got a draw there as well, didn't they? 1-1. So yeah, they've not been kind of great. The thing, it's not even that. The thing that concerns me is the urgency for the get back. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, when when you're playing FIFA against your boy, yeah, and you just get absolutely clapped, and you're like, nah, next game, I'm gonna tuck you in. Do you know when they lean forward with the pad? I think PSG will be leaning forward with the pad, and I think this is the problem we might have, because like I think they'll want to win really badly, but yeah, it's a game of football. So, and I do think, yeah, they are poor. They have been quite poor. I did see the Monaco game. And yeah, they especially in terms of their creativity, they just lacked a lot. I think Dembele was missing though. But I definitely fancy us to go away and come back with something, whether it be a 2-1 or a 1-1 or but yeah, I am well aware that obviously we took what they thought that was theirs in the summer. Because we're good like that. And
how is this guy hyping up this trophy? Shameless, but
listen,
ain't this the game? Ain't this the game when Luis Enrique?
You'd still be dancing around North London, my brother.
Ain't this the game when Luis Enrique punched João Pedro?
World champs for a reason. But yeah, I just think there was so much emphasis on that, and I just think the way the game ended, it ended quite bitter. And I think they did say when they were asking PSG who they wanted to play before, they were kind of gunning for us. So, yeah, it should make for a good game, quite a dramatic one. But, yeah, I think tomorrow, if we can handle the atmosphere, maybe take the sting out of the game in the first, 20 minutes, let them, obviously, because I think they'll come with some intent. Then, it's all to play for, to be honest. Hopefully Pedro fires in. A couple goals, and yeah, we'll see. No bozo mistakes from the defense. Like I said, what's his name? Badia Shield, toss in. Keep your passports at home. We don't need you, mate, and we'll be all right.
I think that's the only thing that puts you at risk, man. As long as Robert Sanchez, concentrates and doesn't get distracted by pigeons like Ramsdale or something like that, the defenders keep their focus, then I think you'll be okay. I think you've got a good chance, actually, because your attack's starting to cook now. But,
Bozo moments definitely concern me more than actually like getting outplayed, which is.
That's why I think this will be a really fun game to watch, because when you played them in the Club World Cup final, you had like a really good team, right? Like you had Colwell still in, Caicedo. You had all your best players. Palmer, decent. I think Rhys James went off injured in that game, right? But in general, you had a pretty strong 11, right? Whereas now, both of you don't seem to have a very strong 11. So Dembele, for some reason, has not been playing games recently. Also, they seem to not have, what's that Spanish Don? Fabian Ruiz doesn't seem to be playing much for them anymore. It seems like Zaire Emery gets into the team more now, alongside Vitinha, and then like either Joe Fernandez or someone else. It's a very attacking team, but there's bozo moments in it, and they're not very big or physical. So I feel like it's going to be a really entertaining game to watch, because I feel like they've also got goalkeeper problems as well. Because
keepers stink.
Last season,
both of them stink.
Both of them, innit? Like Chevalier and Safanov both stink it out the gaff, and then you've got old beautiful Robert Sanchez to stink it out too. So I feel like it's going to be a really funny game to watch.
Could be,
and I might end up watching it over the Arsenal game just for bants, because I feel like it's going to be a laugh along, not a hate along, not a watch along, just a laugh along. We'll see what's going on.
Now you won't need to compete, because the Arsenal game's the early kickoff and the Chelsea one's later on, so you'll be able to watch them back to back. It's fine. But yeah, no, that should be a good game. We've also got Real Madrid City that we're not going to talk about, and obviously Newcastle Barcelona. There's actually a lot of good ties in this round. So yeah, I'll be again another enjoyable watch for me on the sidelines as my team is not involved. But let's get into the Premier League Game Week 30 preview. But before we get into it, the Prediction League updates. So Rhys, you're still first with 103 points and 18 correct scores. Jonty is second, 102 points, 16 correct scores. Kem is third, 98 points and 16 correct scores. Razor is fourth with 94 points, 11 correct scores. Io is fifth with 92 points and 12 correct scores. I'm sixth with 90 points and 9 correct scores. And then, Nash is still where he is, 72 points, 10 correct scores.
I love Io's face as he's just waiting for his name to get read out. You know what I mean? He's just hoping that one day it's going to come back to one of the first couple of names.
Man said one day, but the day's coming, bro. I can sense it.
We're running out of days.
This game
we're running out of days, man.
We're running out of time, bro. We're coming, bro. We're coming. It's actually so sad, bro. There was. This might cheer you up. One person unfortunately missed the deadline to give in their predictions. To be fair, this one was quite hard. No, it wasn't Ash. This one was quite hard because the call out only came out in the morning, but sadly it wasn't any of the people that you guys predicted. Unfortunately,
was it Ray?
Ray missed the deadline. He got him in. He got it in late. He got it in. He got the prediction sent over to me while we've been recording or streaming, should I say? But he didn't. He didn't make the deadline, so he can get.
Mate, tell him why. Tell him why bother. Tell him why bother. Who cares? Tell him what's he doing. Tell him
he's probably watching now, or he's gonna watch
it
later.
I remember the time I've watched, and I've seen man celebrate when it was my time. What a wonderful time, bro. What a wonderful time.
Just take it from me. Celebrate after the game week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ahead of celebrating early has never proven to be successful when it comes to people fumbling on this one. But yeah, he can get the results. He can get a point for each result, but he can't get any correct scores for this game week. But yeah, sadly, he missed the deadline. So yeah. Anyway, Rhys, Arsenal playing Everton. What's your prediction in this one?
I went 2-0 to Arsenal.
All right, 2-0. Johns, what's your prediction in this game?
I went for, I'm just scrolling back here, 1-0 Arsenal.
All right, 1-0. Kem has also gone 1-0 Arsenal. Razor's gone 2-1 Arsenal. Io, what's your prediction in this one?
I've gone Arsenal 2-0.
2-0. All right. And then I've gone Arsenal 3-0. And then Nash has gone Arsenal 2-0. All right, so we've all gone Arsenal win. Yeah, quite a lot of 2-0s and 1-0s in there. Chelsea, Newcastle, big game for you lot. Rhys, what's your prediction in this one?
2-1 Chelsea. I've actually got a ticket for that one. So hopefully we slap them and send them back up north.
Yeah, Newcastle have looked absolutely knackered in the last couple of games, to be fair to them. So it might be a decent time to play them, obviously, with Barcelona as well. Jonts, what's your prediction in this one? Chelsea, Newcastle?
Same as Rhys, 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1. Kem has gone 2-0 Chelsea. And Razor, just want to double check this, has gone 3-2 Newcastle. That's a bit of a rogue shout. Io, what's your prediction in this one, Chelsea, Newcastle?
Razor's just shooting from the hip at the moment. He's been rattled, heads been rattled, guys. I'd love to see it. I've gone 2-1 Chelsea as well, to be fair.
All right, 2-1 Chelsea. I've also gone 2-1 Chelsea, and then Nash has gone 1-1 draw. All right, so we've got a bunch of different results for that one. West Ham, Man City, Rhys, what do you reckon this game's going to turn out?
3-1 to Man City.
All right, 3-1 Man City. Johns, what's your prediction in this one?
2-1 Man City. Come on, you Irons. Prove me wrong,
Mate,
please.
they won. They won. They won.
You.
They beat Brentford just now on penalties. So yeah, they're going to be in good spirit. Kem's also gone 3-1 Man City, and then Razor's gone 2-1 Man City. So Io, what's your prediction in this one?
You might as well just put me down for everything Rhys is saying at the moment. I've gone 3-1 as well to City.
I got the blueprint, bro.
Mate, you know what? We were battling for top 2 for a long time. Maybe this is what I need to do, bro, to get back to my rightful place.
Nah, this feeling Liverpool Man City-ish, man. Come on, you can't be this friendly rivalry. You have to be more fierce about it. I've gone 2-1 Man City as well, and Nash has gone 3-1. So we've all gone either 2-1 or 3-1 on that one. All right, Rhys, United versus Villa, another game you should probably be watching keenly. What do you reckon this will be?
I went 2-1 Man United, but I feel like I should have gone for a draw, really.
That's what you want, isn't it? Yeah. Johns, what's your prediction in this one, United Villa?
2-1 Man United, and I predict that Unai Emery will not shake anyone's hand.
Yeah. This guy, man, I know he's hilarious, but that was just weird. He keeps doing it as well. I thought it was just Arteta, but he did it against the Wolves guy the other day as well, isn't it? And bit of a sore loser, but I hear it. All right, Kem's gone 2-1 Man United as well. Razor's gone 2-2 draw. Io, what's your prediction in this one?
Again, just tick off Rhys's answer. This is ridiculous. We've gone the exact same result every single game. This is just
we need an inquest, Ant. There needs to be an inquest here. I want to see proof of their chat. I want to see what they've been talking about.
This is literally followed.
We might need to.
This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening there.
I mean, 2-1 for United Villa is quite a predictable prediction, to be fair. But yeah, the other ones, there's something fishy going on.
I think you guys might draw, to be fair, man.
I wouldn't rule it out. We haven't been looking that good recently. And I mean, Villa have been looking pretty shite as well. But yeah, I don't know. I think
you just got to pray that Villa keep all 11 men on the pitch, because
10 men seems to be our kryptonite.
Yes, 10 men is. And I was watching something on The Athletic about actually how when you are drilled to a certain extent, when they go down to 10 men, it kind of like puts you off. Like you've trained so long for 11 men that when you get a 10 men situation, in a lot of cases, you don't know how to take advantage of it. I'm not necessarily saying that's the case for you guys because you haven't had your manager for that long, but you've just got to hope that they keep everyone on the pitch.
I think we are the team that has faced 10 men more than any other team in the league this season. A lot of opposition teams get a red card against us, and for the most part, we've won most of the games when we've come up against 10 men. But we've obviously, the Newcastle game recently and the Everton one was even worse than the Newcastle game. At least we scored against Newcastle. Everton, we didn't even look like scoring. So Yeah, I don't know if that's even an excuse. We should be super prepared for going up against 10 men, but yeah, it hasn't been super successful. But I think even the games where we've been up against 11, we mentioned it before you joined, Johns. We haven't been fantastic for a couple of weeks now in general. So I don't know if it's a 10-men thing, to be honest. We just need to get a bit more fluency and fluidity with the play. But at least Villa do play, and they come out and they've got something to go for because they're obviously in this top 4 race. So there's no super big concern that they're going to sit deep like Everton did, like Palace did for most of the game. And I mean, Newcastle didn't really do that, but quite a few of the teams that we played recently have been a bit more low blockish. So hopefully that will help us. But yeah, I think a draw is definitely possible. Yeah, definitely. So I've gone 2-1 United in this, but yeah, equally I could see us drawing this game, but I'm going to go for 2-1. Hope it comes through. Nash has gone 1-0 United. So we've all gone United win apart from Ray, who's gone 2-2. All right, Liverpool Spurs. So it's the only Big Six fixture, but I'm not going to lie, I couldn't give a rat's ass about this game. I hope Spurs win, but there's 0% chance they do because they're absolute shit. And Liverpool, yeah. Kem's not here, so I'm not even going to pretend like I want to talk about them too much. Rhys, what's your prediction in this one? Liverpool Spurs.
I went 3-0 Liverpool just because Spurs are awful. And yeah, looks like they might actually go down.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do this now every week. I promised it last week. All right, Rhys, Spurs going to go down? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'm changing my mind. They're going down.
Io, Spurs going down? Yes or no?
As much as I want to say yes, I just can't. I can't see it happening, man. I can't see it happening.
Sticking with no. All right, fair enough. Johns, yes or no? Spurs going down?
Yes.
All right, there we go. I'm also obviously yes. I was yes about 3 weeks ago, but 3 yeses, 1 no. They're 1 point ahead of the bottom 3 right now. All the bottom 3 teams except for Burnley, so 2 out of the 3 teams are actually playing decently and have got a bit of form.
And they're better man for man.
Even Forest,
we all need to be honest with ourselves. Nottingham Forest have better players than Tottenham, right? West Ham have better players than Tottenham. So, do they actually have any right to stay up? I know that when you get all your players back and this, that, and the other, but they're not getting any of them back between now and the end of the season. Like Igor Tudor was literally asked in an interview when someone coming back, and he was like, "No idea." Even him, he looks like someone has paid him to just fucking sack it off. Just let him go down. So unless Harry Redknapp, is hanging out his car in a couple of weeks' time, these men are done.
Transfer deadline day settings, he's drive himself there in the last minute. They may need it, man, because it's looking bleak. So 3 yeses, 1 no. We'll do this again next week and we'll see what happens.
I think I'm going to change my answer to a yes by tomorrow, most likely. I don't know what's I'm blaming time.
You're going to be peer pressured, yeah? You're going to be peer pressured. All right. Johns, what's your prediction? Liverpool Spurs.
3-1 Liverpool.
All right, 3-1 Liverpool. Kem's also gone 3-0 Liverpool. Razor's gone 3-1 Liverpool. Io, what's your prediction in this one?
We finally got a change in prediction. I went more conservative, to be fair. I went 2-1 Liverpool. I think they win, but I just don't. I think Spurs. I feel like Spurs turn up in these bigger games for some reason. Compared to
but their record with Liverpool is diabolical, bro.
Oh no, I think they'll lose. I'd be like, they're definitely losing, but I can see them kind of maybe keeping it a lot closer than people expect them to be. I think we popped them, but I think we're just because we're the Arsenal. But like they took a point of City, didn't they? Like
but I will say the last two games at Anfield they played, they lost 4-0 and 5-1.
I did not know that. Thank you. I wish I did the final prediction. God damn it! Well, that changes a lot of things. Research. This is why I am where I am, because I just go off feeling. I don't go off research. This is the problem we have here. God's sake! I wish I knew that before my prediction. God damn it, Jonty. Thank you very much for that.
You've turned it. You're the Van Dijk of the pod. Just pure complacency, man. You let it get to your head, and now you're just dropping like a lead balloon.
You got to stop backing off. You got to go out there.
Proactive.
I didn't know they got popped. I didn't know they got popped like that at Anfield every time. That's nuts.
Yeah, bro. You've got memories of that game when Perisic twisted up Van Dijk, and it was like, what was it, 4-3 last second Jota. Those kind of games haven't happened for years, mate. Tottenham just getting back there. Let's see. Who knows, man? We might all be talking absolute bollocks, and it ends up being 2-1. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. I've gone 3-1 Liverpool, and Nash has gone 2-0 Liverpool. So yeah, we've all gone Liverpool wins. Most of us going by 2 clear goals or 3 clear goals. All right, fair enough. All predictions in. Let's see how this Champions League and game week 30 go. But yeah, I think we've finally settled in the prediction league where the top 3 are battling it out, and then the middle 3 are battling out. I don't know what we're battling out for. Don't
group me with the middle 3. Do not group me with the middle 3.
You're firmly in the middle of the middle 3.
You group yourself in the middle 3.
Hey, leave me.
In the middle of the middle 3.
Research, you wouldn't be in the middle 3, mate. And even the middle 3 is generous. You're really in the bottom 3.
You're in the bottom 3 with me, mate.
Yeah. You know, you're talking to the former leader of the pack here.
No. It feels harsh including anyone in a league with Nash. That's his own. He's on his own league. The rest of us all have something.
Currently performing the same, just like the thing on the left side of your shoulder. Cheeks.
No, mate. No. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Lana is performing like the thing that is on the left side of his shoulder. Cheeks.
I thought you were talking about Park Ji-sung, man.
I was looking around his room. I was like, where's the cheeks?
Park's got nice, high cheekbones in that. I don't know what you're chatting about.
It's a candle. Don't mind it. It was a gift. But no. The research thing's actually mad. This actually makes so much sense where I am. Those first 3 months of base, it's just been on vibes this entire season. How I was top for so long is a detriment to you, man. Because I was just getting based on
Another man says lucky. You were lucky.
Yeah, no, it might. You know what? When you put it like that, it might have been because the fact you remember researching the previous score. Crazy. I did not do that.
Man's acting like the deepest research was done. It was just like looking back at last year's fixtures.
Didn't even know, bro. That's crazy. But you know what? It's gonna make it sweeter. Game week 38. You people be talking here. We'll come back to this pod. You were saying, when did I do this? You don't even know what's gonna happen. I'll be there. Man said group to the middle 3. I've been salted, bro. Remember who I was.
I'm being kind to you as well, because the only one who should be offended by that is Razor, really. You have no place to be offended by that. But yeah, anyway, we're going to wrap up the pod. We've done a mad long one. That's pause. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. We'll see you guys next week. And yeah, have a great day. Take care, guys.
At Sports Social Podcast Network, we know you love great sports podcasts. That is why you're listening to this show. But do you also make a great sports podcast? Sports Social Podcast Network has teamed up with the Charles Tyrwhitt Sports Book Awards to launch a brand new awards category, Sports Podcast of the Year. From sharp analysis to documentary storytelling to the biggest voices in sport, we're looking to honour the shows that shape conversation, connect with audiences and showcase creativity, storytelling and production. You have until March 31st to enter, and full details can be found at sportsbookawards.com.